A helicopter directly above a highway spots a car moving away from it at an angle of depression of 27 degrees. So again, we imagine our helicopter. There we go. Not bad. There's our helicopter. We're imagining looking from the side, and initially, there's our car. And then that car drives forward. Spots a car moving away from it at an angle of depression. So angle of depression is always looking from a horizontal line, looking down. So here's the first car. This would be 27 degrees. Here's the highway, and the helicopter is straight above the highway. So there's a 90-degree triangle. 5 seconds later, the angle of depression is 25 degrees. So 5 seconds later, now the car's here, and now this angle, again, angle of depression from the horizontal line going down, is 25 degrees. How far did the car travel in the 5 seconds? This is what we want to try to find. Can you see 3 triangles? But only 2 of them have 90 degrees. This triangle that has the green and the blue, that little tiny triangle does not have a 90-degree angle. You're not allowed to use any math we've learned with that triangle, other than you could add up the angles to 180 if you knew them. But other than that, we can't do any math with that triangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw our triangles separately. With the blue line, I'm going to draw a blue triangle and label everything that I know. Oh, is there anything else in this question? Helicopter directly above, highway 5 seconds later. If the helicopter is 1,000 meters above the ground, so that was one piece of information we didn't label, I'll put that in. In the blue triangle, we would know this is 1,000 meters. Does it make sense that if the angle of depression is 27 degrees there, then the angle that's inside the triangle would have to add up to 90 degrees. And if I add up to 90 degrees with 27, I'm going to get 63 degrees. And something that's very cool that happens with angles of depression, that if this angle of depression is 27, this angle down here, because now that triangle has to add up to 180 degrees, will be 27 degrees as well. And same thing's going to happen with this one. Since this angle of depression is 25 degrees, when I go to draw the longer green triangle, still 1,000 meters here, this will be 25 degrees, and this will be 65 degrees. And again, what we're trying to find is this purple section right here, which is only part of this green triangle. So looking at your 2 triangles, first of all, can you see that you have 2 pieces of information? You could solve everything in the blue triangle if you wanted to, and you could solve everything in the green triangle if you wanted to. But you don't want to do extra work. So now we have to come up with a plan. What's going to be the best way to find this purple line? Yes.
Solve the green triangle. Sorry, solve the green triangle's bottom length and the blue triangle's bottom length, and then subtract the blue
So-
from the green one.
So if I solve that length A, that bottom length, and this bottom length B, then I could take the big length and subtract the other length, and I'd be left with X. Does that make sense? That, and we can even make a note of it here, that X would equal B minus A. So again, if you have a plan, now we can go about, all right, I want to solve for A. You have both the angles, you have all the angles, so you get to choose. Do you want to use the 27 or the 63? It doesn't matter. Okay? So let's go, Gabby, pick 27 or 63. Okay, so we're going with the 27. You have the opposite side, you want to find the adjacent side. So that's in SOHCAHTOA, right? Opposite and adjacent tells us 10. So I would go 10 of 27 degrees equals opposite side, which is 1,000, over the adjacent on the bottom. And remember, when you're solving on the bottom, you need to move it to the top, so we multiply both sides by A and divide both sides by 10 of 27. Type this into our calculator. And we get A is equal to 1962.61. We're going to do the same thing for B. We've got the 25 degrees, and we got the 65 degrees. Again, it doesn't matter which one we use. So if we choose the 65, I want to find B, which is the opposite side. And I know 1,000, which is adjacent. So again, I would use tangent. Opposite over adjacent. But this time, the B is in our numerator already. So we would just have to multiply both sides by 1,000. To get B by itself. Again, type that into our calculator. And if we subtract them, does it say what to round to? No. I'll round one decimal place. It's a word problem. Look for your units. Put a box around your final answer. The car has traveled 181.9 meters. Now we're going to leave this last question. It's a little bit more complicated because it gets into 3 dimensions. I have put a video of it in past grade 10 classes, so if you want to see how it's done, you can look that up. We've got a homework assignment at the end, but what I really wanted to do today was put you into groups. So I'll stop the video here.